Okay, so lesson 4 on Intro to Trigonometry is calculating missing angles using our new technique of SOHAHTOA. So again, SOHAHTOA is just the shortened version of our functions and like how we can remember them. So again, we have a function sine, which is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse of our triangle. Okay, we're only dealing with right triangles. Some of you on your exit tickets were saying that Pythagorean theorem is with any triangle. No, it's just with right triangles. SOHAHTOA is also just with right triangles. All right, cosine is equal to AH, so it's adjacent. Adjacent means also next to, or the hypotenuse. And then tan is opposite and adjacent. Opposite divided by the adjacent side. So these are talking about side lengths, okay? So they're saying if you take the sine of some angle x, or the cosine of some angle x, or the tangent of some angle x, it'll be equal to this ratio of sides, of the opposite side of the adjacent side. Cosine of any angle is equal to the adjacent side of that angle divided by the hypotenuse every time. Your job is to be able to find these sides, to find the proper ratio, which is what your homework was like last night, okay? Okay, in order to find the actual angle, I'm going to show you that today. So yesterday, I just wanted you to find the ratio, be able to find the sides. Hopefully, we're okay with that. So let's just review this. So let's say here's my angle X. Here's my right triangle. So if I want to find this angle, I need to figure out what's related to this angle. Okay, where are the sides? So what are they giving me here? So I know these are both my legs, okay, and this is my hypotenuse, okay? So I would label really what you have. Here's my hypotenuse always. In comparison to my angle, what do I have? So don't just say you have, you know, the hypotenuse, you must have the opposite, or you must have the adjacent, okay? It's always in relation to your angle, in relation to x, or in my case, I have theta. That's just another word for angle, okay? So in relation to x, what do I have? So let's look. I have the opposite, right? This is opposite of the angle. This is the adjacent, right? This is next to, but I don't have him, so I'm not going to keep him. So I have the opposite, and I have the hypotenuse. The opposite is 8. The hypotenuse is 13. So which function, okay, which of my 3 functions gives me the opposite and the hypotenuse? It's out of 1, 2, 3. It's going to be the sine, okay? That is the ratio. I can't use this one. Cosine is only adjacent hypotenuse. Tan is only opposite and adjacent. So for this one, I have sine of x equals 8 over 13, right? Opposite over adjacent hypotenuse. So now that you have your ratio, you still haven't found x, right? What is this number? It's not 8 over 13. This is telling me sine of the angle is 8 over 13. In order to find the angle value, this is what you're going to do. You're basically taking the inverse of sine, which is sine to the -1 of 8 over 13. Okay, and you're probably like, what does that mean? So if we go to our calculator, and some of you might have to do this online. All right, so if you see on your calculator, you go up from 7, you're gonna see sine, cosine, and tangent, okay? These are the normal function buttons, if you see it on my screen, all right? But we're not using sine yet. We're using the sine inverse. You see in the blue? So to get the sine to the -1, you're gonna do second sine, right? Now I have my sine to the -1. I'm taking the inverse of sine of the ratio, right? I want to find what does this ratio mean in terms of sine? So I'm going to do the sine inverse function of the ratio to get my actual angle. So I'm going to do sine, again, I'll show you again, second sine, put my ratio in.